What is going on, guys? Welcome back to the live stream. Panthers Advice. I'm turning on that music real quick. I'll see if anybody's up. It's awfully late. We'll see what is up right now. Get a couple pictures in here real quick. Let's see. Bang. Bang. Comments. Oh, someone's up. What's going on, Ben? I mean, woo. I thought we'd look better. I thought we would look better, to be honest. But it is only preseason. But defensively, man, we're in a tough spot. We are definitely in a tough spot. Let's see what else we got. Boom. Yeah, Plummer didn't play great either. And then look at the receiving. Didn't get a full look. I think the offense will be fine. I just think the defense, man. The defense is bad. I'm not gonna lie. Do you blame Maviro? Do you blame the players? Do you blame the front office for not? Man. Thoughts on No Stars Game 3? Well, to me tonight, get more reps. I mean, if we look at it, you got Patrick Jones, Wanham, Ashawn, Derek Brown, Trevin, Christian. I mean, yes and no, I guess. I don't know what else you need to see, though, Ben, to be honest. Right? If we look at the depth chart as a whole, I think we've seen everything we need to see. And it's not, I don't know what else we'd get from seeing the starters play, to be honest. As the pass rush we saw, it was good, but, Shador did his thing against the starters for the most part, right? No JC Horn either game. But CJ Stroud and Shador, I mean, they both did whatever they wanted, to be honest. Let me see. Let's see who's on the depth chart currently. Boom. Let me get a screenshot of this real quick. So that's offense. And then defense. Bang. See if we can pull that up real quick. Drop these two. Bang. So, this offense. Offense is who we're kind of looking at right now. You can see it. You got Tataroa, Leggett, Thielen. I mean, you've seen enough from them, to be honest. What's going to be interesting, and maybe this is why, is to figure out who the 6-7 receivers are going to be. Maybe that's why for preseason, just to figure out who is going to be that 6th or 7th guy. What's going on, Lawson? Yeah, it was bad. It was bad. Well, I mean, I don't know what else you need to see offensively from preseason, and then defense. At some point, they're going to have to draft defense. Like, draft defense or bring in veterans for the defense. Well, I just did 2 offense. Hang on. Is it right? Nope. Not that. Defense. I mean, defense is going to be interesting too, right, for preseason. Especially for the backups. 27 is that what, Shamar, I think? Yeah, Bartholomew. I don't know what happened to him, Lawson. I used to be a fan. I thought he was going to progress, but I mean, he keeps getting got. Like, training camp, I was like, okay, it's just training camp one-on-ones, but the Browns, he struggled. Today, he struggled. Like, his break on the ball is just, it's bad. It's like he does not read the receivers. When second they're going to break, he's not reacting at all. Trevin Roseman getting pushed around. And I was afraid of this happening, right? With Roseman, he played in the Rams defense, right? It was like, did he have a free path every time? Did he ever have to go against a linebacker? And I don't know that he did when he was in LA because that Rams front seven was so good. Thorne was yeah. And he's an undrafted free agent. So the crazy part about it is he can only get better, right? He can only get better from here. I'm excited to see his progress. Thornton's stock up. Yeah. Thornton's going to be crazy. But at some point, we got to address this linebacker position, the Mike. Like, it made sense. I won't go to last year, but maybe 2 years for the last 10 years to not really need a Mike because it was such a pass-heavy league. But teams have realized, might as well just run the ball. Like if they can't stop the run, go back to that 90s, 80s, early 2000s. And that's what all these teams are doing. Like, we don't have anybody that can stop that run. Second level. We don't have anybody who's going to meet somebody in the hole and pop somebody. Micah would be good, but you got to realize Cowboys still have a bad run defense too. Like I dropped that video just now. Even when Trevin met Nick Chubb in the hole, Nick Chubb was still getting 3 or 4 yards after that. Trevin, like, lower that shoulder and pop somebody. Like, damn. Like, I don't know where they go from here. I'm lost. I don't know where they go. Because all they have to do is double team with Derek Brown or Ashawn off the line, right? And get second level. And Nick Chubb is... How old is Nick Chubb now? Nick Chubb used to be a dog. Nick Chubb. He's 29, so I guess he's not old, but Chubb ran through his face. Yeah, Chubb was just doing his thing. Goal line, we did good. Right, goal line we did good, but up until that point, it was that was bad. I thought our D-line would make linebackers' life easier. Lawson, but we're not. Yes and no, because we're playing the 3-4, right? By running again, and if you go back and look, Trevin Wallace took a bad angle. When we're running that 3-4, someone's going to play with the 3 tech, right? So someone's going to line up on that outside shoulder of the guard. So it's not hard to chip the end and then work their way back to the nose tackle and then that one-on-one with the linebacker, right? I mean, at some point, one of our linebackers will have to step up and make a play in the hole. Right? I mean, ideally, that's what you want to do. Now, there will be times where Bobby Brown, Derek Brown, whoever gets pressure in the backfield, but the linebackers have to step up. They got to pop somebody in that hole. Do you think we should run a 4-3? I don't know if we have the personnel for that, to be honest. I mean, it sounds better than now, but then who's going to be there? Who's going to be our 3 linebackers? I mean, it's better than our, I mean, no, we can't run a 4-3. We'd be screwed. All we need is a solid mic. All we need is a solid mic. Trevin's not the mic. Rosemoon's not the mic. Those are both kind of athletic linebackers. We need somebody. We need a Dan Morgan when it's all said and done. We need what's his face, who's with the Cowboys forever. The Cowboys had 2 guys. They had Sean Lee, and they had that other guy that got hurt. I don't remember his name. JC makes a difference. Oh, JC makes a big difference. And, so I don't put too much stock on the pass D, but Evero, he plays 10 yards off. They throw 7-8 yards underneath. Then we press. How much faith do you have in Mike J not getting beat? Yeah, Van Der Esch. We need somebody like that. We need a backer who's going to stop the run. Right? Because if you look at it, Derek Brown, I don't know, man. That's tough. It's tough because even when the Texans were running it, they had a lot of motion. So they had a couple lead blocks, whether it's a tight end or a slot receiver, right? So even if the line does get back there, they bring a tight end in motion. Bang's going to chip Bobby Brown, Derek Brown, Tershawn Wharton. We still need a back here to come through, right? They're going to do everything they can to get past the first level. Second level, what are we going to do? Trevin didn't look promising at all. Yeah, Trevin, he's so athletic, but if they force him to stop the run, I got to say, I'm not high. I'm not high on that right now based on what we've seen so far and what we saw last year. I mean, it's just back to the basics. I mean, it's tough. I'm not going to lie, it is tough. He's not physical enough. No, absolutely not. I don't know what the Panthers are going to do. Right? If we look at the depth chart, I don't know who else we have. Let me see. We got Claude, Jacoby Windman. I mean, Radigan's too small. Ben Martin Scott doesn't play great. I don't know where they go when it comes to playing the linebacker position. I don't know. I don't know where they go. I'm lost. I thought the pass rush was decent. What's going on, Joey? Just described, going to be a good year. Can't look too deep into preseason. Now, you're right. I just worry, man. I don't know who we have as that mic. I don't know. Yeah, I mean, for the last, even when Shaq was been hurt, I don't know who they've had. Offensively, I'm excited. I'm not gonna lie. Offensively, I'm excited. I'm excited to see where this thing can go offensively. Offensively, I think we're set. But defensively, I don't know where to go. Offensively, they may not start off hot right away, but offensively, I'm completely excited for. Defensively, I think we can have success if we get a lead, or at least we're tied. If we go down and teams are going to run the ball, that's where it scares me. Let's see. But our offense didn't perform well at all today. Diggs, yeah, I saw that too. You had Bryce scrambling. I'm not going to put too much stock into that. I don't expect the offense to really click until about week 4, week 5, because this is what we're dealing with again. So go back to 2 or 3 years ago. You had DJ Chark. You had what's his name? The guy they were going to use and never used, John a blank. But they were never healthy, right? And then the offense couldn't get going. It's just like every year it's a different receiving core. Then like last year we had Thielen and Coker, but now you're bringing in Ted Aroa. Now you're bringing in potentially Hunter Renfrow. Still keeping Thielen and Coker, right? Jatavion Sanders, Hunter Renfrow now, potentially, right? Mitchell Evans, he's definitely going to get some burn too. It's going to take a while for Bryce to kind of figure out, okay, on this play, this is the read I like, and I expect Horn to do this, or Leggett, right? The offense is going to go through some growing pains. So that's all I hope for, is that they succeed really towards that second half of the season. And then next year we focus strictly on defense. Strictly on defense. Offense looked good. Yeah, I agree. But I'm not too concerned. Trevor Etienne, that boy, woo, he's quick. Trevor Etienne is quick. I'm excited to see him. Defensively, we look flat and basic and play. I don't know where to go. It's like if Vero runs just basically what the Eagles did against the Chiefs if you watch the Super Bowl, just a cover 4, blitz 4, drop everybody back. But the Eagles can do that because the Eagles consistently got pressure blitzing 4. I don't know. O-line getting pushed around. Yeah, I mean, they did get bullied today, I won't lie. The Texans, I got to realize this, though. The Texans still are a good team, right? And I think they struggled last year. I meant to bring this up in the video I did, but the crazy part is, if you think about it like this, the Texans, they bring in Stephon Diggs, even though he got hurt, and Joe Mixon, and then CJ Stroud, his play went down. And it's weird, you look at the same way with Bryce Young. He had Deontay Johnson. You're like, okay, Bryce has a semi number one. Played terrible with Deontay Johnson. Comes back without Deontay Johnson and plays way better. Right? So the Texans have had a good team, but they brought in some people, changed up Stroud's playing style, and look what happened. And I think Bryce Young has his Nico Collins and Tataroa, to be honest. You got to figure out how to get the ball in space. Leggett just has to figure out how to trust himself. He's just got to be confident. That's all it is to me. He just got to be confident. What free agent options for Mike are there? That's actually a great question, Ben. I might have to do a video on that, because I honestly don't have an answer for you right now. Yeah, Joey, it was Laviska and DJ, and I was like, okay, we got some players back there, even though they traded DJ Moore, but yeah. No one was healthy, right? You couldn't get the timing right. Exactly. Eagles have the personnel to do that. Yeah, so I don't know what Avero's plan is. I need to go back and watch what he did in Denver and why that worked so well, right? Why did it work so well in Denver with Josie Jewell? Comes to Carolina and we're not seeing. At some point, something's got to change, right? And maybe he wants certain guys, and Canales or Tepper's like, nope, we're not spending money on them. I don't know what to think, because Avero's not going to change. He's like the car salesman, right? He's not going to change his ways from 50 years ago. He's going to keep doing the same sales technique over and over again. So either Avero's not going to change his ways, he's being stubborn because he's not getting his guys, or I don't know, man. I don't know what to think. Yep, 100%. And the guys aren't breaking like the Eagles were, right? When what's his face? Cooper picked off Patrick Mahomes. He was reading Patrick the whole way through. So it's the yardage, runs. Yeah, and so the defensive line gets worn out because they're out there the whole time in a 3-point stance. And the run game opens up even more. Mill's getting open today. Catch the ball. Drop midseason. Yep. I know, on top of the videos I need to do already. I mean, I don't know where to go. I'm going to be honest. I mean, the Avero thing is tough. It is tough. T-Mac going to be special. The question for this one is who's going to go off next to T-Mac? Eventually, teams are going to start to pick him up. Somebody else has to step up. And I think Coker could be that guy. I think Leggett has so much potential running that speed that he has. If T-Mac can take that safety to his side and if Leggett can get over the top, that's a wrap. And then you pick that up, right? So you stop T-Mac on the medium routes, you stop XL on the deep routes, then you give the ball to Jimmy Horn underneath, or Renfro, or Adam Thielen. I mean, the Panthers offense, I don't expect it to click right away, but they have potential. Defensively, I don't know, man. Defense scares me. And I just don't know if it's Avero or the players, or it's Tepper not spending money or bringing the guys that Avero wants. There's something there, though. Something's not right in that front office for defense. Because there's no way Avero's going to keep running the same defense the last 3 years now with almost the same players, right? Still starting Nick Scott, Mike J. I mean, there's no way. Something's not right. Coker for sure. Yeah, Coker's going to do his thing. I would think so. After today, but we'll see what Dave says, unless he already said something about it. Jimmy needs to be fielding kicks. I agree with you there. Unless they're going to be playing him in the slot. Kind of just depends where the Panthers have him in the depth chart. He would have grabbed that first one. I don't know who. I wish they would have picked up Robert from the Jets. he's one of those guys who's not a great head coach, but a great defensive mind. That's what I wish they would have picked up, but I don't know. And I'm not trying to be negative because this will probably be the best Panthers offense, and I don't know. Statistically wise, I mean, it could be better than 2015 just because 2015 was all about Cam, right? Cam, a good offensive line. You had Greg Olsen. But overall, this offense could be bigger than that. You know, I'm not going to say we have Jace. You're not going to say we have the smash and dash, right, with Jace Stu and D Will, but Chuba and Trevor Etienne, the possibility there. Then you have a receiving core, really 1 through 4. Tight end, I don't think JT or Mitchell Evans are on Greg Olsen's level. Greg Olsen was a one of one. So I don't think we're there yet when it comes to tight end. Offensive line, I mean, with Robert Hunt and Lewis, overall, this team could be better within time than that 2015 team as an overall offense, as a more complete. And that's scary. And they're young too. Robert, yep, that's what I was talking about. Renfro. I mean, I think he's a lock to make the team at this point, to be honest. I just don't know how many receivers they're going to keep. My guess would be 7, right? So you keep the first 6 right here and then Renfro. Because Dave Canales loves David Moore. He said that time and time again. He loves David Moore. Coker's not leaving. Jimmy Horn, he brings that speed dimension that we don't have, right? Over the top. Or underneath, too. And then you need Hunter Renfro. That's tough. What I missed, not much, just talking about that defense and it doesn't look good. The defense doesn't look good, but the offense does. I don't say the offense looks good. The offense, I see the potential there. The defense, I don't know. No, Mike Shula. Yeah, I mean, Dave Canales is shocking me offensively wise with Bryce Young. And then the players they're bringing in too. It's just, you look at the offense, it looks complete. You look at the defense and you're like, there's just too many holes. Holes here, holes here, holes here. But offensively, I don't see really that many holes. All right, you got your 2 tight ends you want. You got your blocking tight end potential with Mitchell Evans and Tremble. You got your receiving guy with JT. Offensive line across the board, solid, right? Receivers, you got everything you need there. Running backs, you got your speed and your power, and a little bit of mix with Chuba. I think Chuba's a mix of speed and power. Rico to me is more power. Trevor's more speed. You got Bryce Young. Offensively, we look great across the board. Defensively, I'm like, I don't know where to go. Linebacker, center. Linebacker, are you talking about center? I mean, I don't think we're in a bad position center-wise. Okay, that makes more sense. All right, Ben, a cornerback. Yeah, I mean, that's what they get. They keep drafting cornerbacks in the 5th round. I mean, I don't know what to... There's nothing you can really do there, right? There's nothing you can do. And then safety. I like Damani. He just hits too high. It seems like every other time he hits somebody, it's too high and they're breaking that tackle. And then you got Trayvon Lathan. I haven't seen a good mix of him yet. He's still a rookie, so we'll see what happens there. Tight end is the most glaring one to me on offense. The only reason tight end would be to me is if JT's run blocking hasn't improved, to be honest. Week 1 against the Jags. I mean, we're going to get tested pretty quick, right? I'm not too concerned with Travis Hunter. But Brian Thomas Jr., all right, so we'll dive into this one. If JC Horn doesn't travel with Brian Thomas Jr., and they put Brian Thomas and Travis Hunter on the same side opposite JC Horn. And Nick Scott's on. I don't know. And that's the crazy part is that's a huge possibility. Because Nick Scott's going to start, right? And then JC's probably not going to travel, so they're going to put Brian Thomas Jr. and Travis Hunter on the same side. With Mike J. Yeah. Oh, that's a scary sight. I don't love our chances. I'm gonna be honest, I don't love our chances. Okay, so I hope we don't play like this. How we did games if injuries happen. Yeah. You guys gonna shoot it out with us? They won't have to. Well, okay. There's a couple things, I guess, right here. I'm looking at a couple things though, real quick. The first thing is, I don't know if the offense is going to get clicking by week 1. I think the offense by like week 5, week 6 will be cooking. Week 1, Bryce is going to have to be going through those plays. I don't know about week 1. So that's the only advantage I'd potentially get to the Jaguars then. Would be Trevor Lawrence and Brian Thomas already have that connection. Now Bryce has that connection with Jalen Coker, but then past him, I still think we can win the game. But shooting out with the Jags, it just depends if their secondary is better than ours. And if JC Horn doesn't travel, you would almost, I don't know. They were pretty bad too. That's tough. I still think we win or can win, but spread right now is Jacksonville at 3. 45 points over under. So I mean, yeah, they're expecting a shootout too. 45 points over under. I hear you, VS. I hear you, my guy. Thielen's gonna be there too, but one other thing with that, Joey, is you got to think all these receivers are gonna be playing, right? And so I don't know if he's gonna keep targeting Thielen. To be honest, I think this is where he's gonna try and hit T-Mac or Leggett or Coker. I think the playbook, because you got to realize the playbook didn't really open up for Bryce last year. I think the playbook's gonna really open up now, and we're kind of gonna see, you know, what the offense has in store. Let me see. Who do the Jags have? Smashing over on that 44. Yeah, I would think so. Yeah, that's my thing too, Devin, is they weren't very good either. That's why they got Travis Hunter. Let's see. Brian Thomas Jr., Travis Hunter, Dami Brown. Yeah, I'm not too familiar with their secondary still, so unless I'm just not caught up. But remember, the Jags did a number on what the Panthers, was that 2 years ago? That wasn't last year. That was 2 years ago, right? Yeah, 2 years ago they did a number on the Panthers. That was scary. That was scary. So Eric Armstead, Trayvon Walker playing that right side. So, I mean, we'll see. Start to run with Tank. So, I mean, they have a nice little 1-2 punch, too, because Tank did his thing last year, too. Walker, but it might be a game where the offense could start to gel more than you think. Yeah, I mean, I hope so, Devin. I hope I'm wrong on that. I hope the offense comes off clicking. But I think for that to happen, Chuba's got to have success early. Like, you got to win the trenches. If we don't win the trenches and then the D-line can tee off, I think that's where we're going to get into trouble at. So we got to win the trenches. I think we will. Should be easy season for the Panthers. We only got 4 teams to worry about. Everyone else is mid or trash. Yeah, I just worry about the defense or the linebacker position. It's the only thing I worry about. Kicker battle, I think it's over. SG, to be honest with you, I think kicker battle's over. Boom, 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 boom. Well, nothing else. Nothing else. Every time we've opened up the construction, we'll go to the Super Bowl. So there's that. Yeah, I mean, I like the optimism. I love the optimism. We'll see what happens. But I'm about to get off. Probably hit the sheets. I'll catch you guys later. I don't know. I'm gonna figure out a day to do live streams. Obviously, this isn't gonna be, a regular occurrence. So with that being said, I'll catch you guys later. Stay tuned. More content coming soon. Definitely more positive than the one I just dropped. So appreciate you guys. Take it easy. I'm out.